I'm stunned right now. I'm legit stunned. Like, as soon as those credits started rolling, I started clapping. It was insane. These emotions that you're feeling right now, if you just watch the episode, the hype, the excitement, the emotions that you're experiencing right now, that is what good storytelling can do to a person. Holy crap, that final amazing masterful shot of these people, this event that has been built up ever since the show started. You have the Greyjoys, the Dothraki, the Unsullied, and Daenerys at the front, heading to Westeros with her fleet alongside Tyrion, Varys, and Missandei. All the while, the sky is filled with winds and three dragons. And in that moment, it just kind of hits you that the invasion of Westeros is about to begin. By the way, shout out to the composers, whoever did that soundtrack, man. It's called The Winds of Winter. I'll leave a link in the description in case you want to check it out. Probably the best scene that we've had of Daenerys in a while. There's a price to pay for this voyage. That's the fact that she actually left behind the two people that I thought, the two men that loved her the most. One, Jorah, second, Dario. You know, both different types of relationships, Jorah being more platonic and Dario being more romantic. And there's that worry there too that, she just didn't feel anything when she told Dario that, he needed to stay. So there's that fear of becoming like her father, but at the same time, the Mad King didn't have a great advisor like Tyrion. So I think that's going to make a heck of a lot of a difference. And now that he's Hand of the Queen, it just kind of solidifies the bond and the trust that she has over him. So even though she's a little bit cold-hearted, there's still some sense that can be talked into her. Unlike the new Queen of Westeros, who is undoubtedly 120% insane, right? This bitch be Seven Kingdoms type of crazy. She killed everybody at the trial, Marjorie, Lord Tyrell. The High Sparrow was being a total idiot, so, I can't say I feel bad for him that much, and the way that he just went up in flames, that was kind of cool, but Marjorie and Lord Tyrell did not deserve that. Like, she was playing the game smartly so that she could end up leaving that whole bullshit. And Loras, who got the thing carved in for no reason, because 5 seconds after he died. So everything gets blown to hell, all right? The build-up, the setup for this explosion, I think took a lot of time. And the reason why I can say that it was pretty long was because I felt uncomfortable throughout it, which I guess is the point of the scene. You have that piano, that creepy piano music playing. You have these kids running around in the tunnels. I wasn't really sure how they were going to do. Like, I knew that they were going to, like, blow shit up because the wildfire had been foreshadowed before. It had been talked about. But I didn't know how they were going to do it if the kid was running around in the tunnels so close to the actual wildfire. And then I saw the candles, and I'm like, well, that's my answer. We lost Meister Pycelle. At least he had a good time before he died. And then this bell came in and just killed one of the people trying to run away. And I actually also blame Cersei for Tommen's death. She didn't directly kill him, but she was definitely directly the cause of the trigger for the suicide. And I knew something was wrong when the shot lingered too much in the window. There's this part where he just walks away from the window and the camera just stays on it. And I'm like, this is not a good sign. And I actually thought that he was going to hang himself, but no, just jumped right out. And this event serves to fulfill Maggie the Frog's prophecy when she told Cersei when she was very young that she would be alive to bury the 3 of her children, or to outlive her children. And now it's full-blown craziness. This is some scary shit. Because her kids were the people that kind of made her human, half decent, and now that they're gone, she doesn't have that anchor anymore. Like, even Jaime's scared of her. Did you see his expression in that final scene? He's like, holy shit, what the hell did I come home to? I'm just getting really tired of Cersei, and it's obvious that they're setting her up to be like one of the main antagonistic forces, nearing the climax of the show. So I just can't wait for Daenerys to show up and just burn her ass or something. And I didn't even think about this until it actually happened, about how stupid, basically, Cersei having no friends, she's put herself in a corner now. She has the Martells and the Tyrell alliance, all right, who are going to support Daenerys the moment she comes into shore to destroy. Oh gosh, when I saw Varys walk in, I was like, yo, Queen of Thorns, and even though Dorne has been shit, Sand Snakes, Queen of Thorns, Fire and Blood Alliance, let's go, baby, let's go. I'm not really sure why they needed to summon Varys through the ring of a bell. I think that's pretty impolite, kind of makes it seem like he's a dog. And I'm also not really sure how Varys is able to be in this scene and in the final scene as well.
unless he used that teletransportation device or there was a time jump in between this scene and the fleet leaving Essos. Speaking of teletransportation devices, shout out to my favorite character in this entire show. For if you were expecting that to happen, for her to be that lady, you're lying. You're straight up lying. I did not. I was so shocked. I was shocked, and when I saw her take off her face, I was shouting with excitement. Holy crap! Walder Frey is dead, and not just Walder Frey, but his son. Like his family is pretty much down. Like she carved them up. Like when she was serving him the pie, she's like, yeah, they were kind of hard to carve. Arya just pulled a Sweeney Todd up in this bitch. And the way that she ended up killing him, slitting his throat, that's a complete reference to the way that Catelyn died at the Red Wedding, within the same dimly lit room. And Jaime set it up too when he told Filch that, yeah, you're really not that important to us anymore. Or, I mean, you're kind of an inconvenience in a way. And that's the thing about Game of Thrones, right? Like, even though I liked Marjorie, like, a lot, like, in terms of the plot and the High Sparrow and Tommen, you have to think about, okay, what is their purpose in terms of the plot moving forward? And if you can't answer that question or you have a difficult time, that probably means they're expendable. Now, the thing here is that I don't know where Arya is at the moment. Like, after this scene takes place, I just don't know what happens to her. And we did see Jaime arrive in King's Landing, so maybe she followed him, or though maybe she just stayed, and now she's going to run into the Hound. You know who else is going to run into the Hound and into the Brotherhood? Melisandre, for sure. We know she's going south because of what happened with Davos. By the way, great acting by Davos in this. I mean, not Davos, but the actor. I mean, really, really emotional performance there. And, you know, you could tell that, yeah, she did kind of, like, realize that she fucked up, right? She even said, like, I was wrong. So that kind of sucks for her. But what better place for her to be than with people that share her faith now? Now, the thing is that if Arya runs into her, remember, the Red Woman is also on Arya's list. And this leads us into what I can describe as, like, the most beautiful section of this entire season. The interaction between Sansa and Jon. And just actually every Jon moment in this episode was beautiful, amazing. I teared up when they started talking about, like, well, I'm not a Stark, and then Sansa replies, "You are to me," and then, you know, where Sansa tells him, "Oh man, I'm getting teary-eyed right now. Fuck." She says, they're sending out the White Ravens to let everybody know that that winter's finally here, and Jon says, "Well, Father always promised." That got me. Oh my god, that got me.
I don't know why that hit me so hard. I really don't. It's like, I guess it's because, like, after saying it for such a long time, to the point where it kind of became a broken promise, it's kind of like, oh yeah, okay, winter's finally here. And then that, oh man, that Tower of Joy revelation. If you're a book reader, how long has it been for you awaiting this confirmation? That now it's just canon, it's confirmed, R plus L, definitely, most definitely, no doubt about it, equals J.
The way the reveal was executed, I thought, was just brilliant. Because if you notice, the dialogue isn't what matters in this scene, it's the emotion. Like, you know, Lyanna, like, basically, most of her words are just in a whisper to Ned. And she's like, promise me, Ned, promise me. And then, like, Ned's expression... Okay, and not only that, but also Bran's expression. You can totally tell. Like the moment Bran, because you can tell like Bran is hearing what she's actually saying. You just get the answer right in his face, and then we see that shot of the baby, and you know, as if to make things like 190% more obvious, we immediately cut to Jon. Just a beautiful executed shot. And what's even better is the fact that it's Lyanna. I mean, in this case, it's Lyanna Mormont, right? But it's Lyanna. I kind of feel like that's his mom talking through this little girl, making this speech, certifying him as the king. All right, like she even says it herself. I don't care if he's a bastard. Turns out that he's not. But you know, he really is the king of the North, and not just the king of the North, right? Because if you know, it's confirmed that he's Rhaegar's son. He is the one true king, the king that has the strongest claim to the Iron Throne. Because if the truth of Jon's heritage gets exposed, that he's in fact a Targaryen, a descendant of the prince, all right, that single-handedly makes Daenerys' claim to the throne irrelevant. All right, it doesn't matter. Now, she did mention in this episode to Daario that she's going to Westeros single, intentionally single, so that, she can make alliances through marriage. Now let's do the math here. Out of all the houses remaining in Westeros that Daenerys needs to conquer, right now she's kind of allied herself with three. She has the Dornish on her side. Dorne is there like because of the Sand Snakes, the Tyrells because of Olenna, and then the Greyjoys. Now, out of all the houses, I don't think she's gonna like want to make friends with the Lannisters. They're fucking crazy. Like the only way I see that happening is if like Tyrion somehow convinces Jaime to like kind of like let Cersei like burn in her own madness. So technically speaking, the only house that the most valuable house for Daenerys as of right now is House Stark. So she could hook up with Jon, and that would pretty much establish the alliance. Now I know that technically speaking, this theory would kind of involve some borderline incest taking place because they're both Targaryens and because of the family line. But what if they don't know? What if they just hook up? What if they actually fall in love with each other? So Daenerys is actually Jon's aunt under this family tree here. So let me ask you something. Have you ever had a very hot aunt? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I really don't like Sansa's expression in this scene. It just kind of makes me feel as if there's like some evil or maniacal plan being brewed. And yeah, Uncle Benjen is just off to fight the White Walkers, which is pretty noble. But that pretty much means that he's gonna die. Now, because the Wall has magic that actually prevents him from crossing over to Westeros, and actually thought that this season was going to end with the Wall coming down and the Night King taking his first steps into the North. I thought we were going to end the season with two invasions coming in: the invasion from the North with the Night King, and then Dany's invasion coming in from the East.
That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying this season of Game of Thrones with me. I really appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'm probably, yeah, most definitely will be doing more Game of Thrones related videos in the future. So subscribe, comment down below with your thoughts. Like the review if you did. I appreciate that. Thank you for everything, guys.
Forgot to talk about Sam, so here's a picture of him just enjoying the library in Old Town. Happy reading, Sam. Happy reading.